Hello, my name is Alia Maisara and today I will be showing you about my computing mock test for HTML part 2. So for my mock test, first I will be showing you the homepage. So this is my homepage. I added a header which will be on all of the pages. It has a short short introduction, and it has the navigation bar. So in the navigation bar, there are four categories, which shows my about me, work, contact info, and multimedia. And this part of navigation, it will be it can be you it, it's going to be on all points. So if you press on about me, you have multimedia, my work, contact info, and home. So how did I do it? So in the home, I typed doctype HTML, which is used so that the program knows that you're using HTML. And then I created a header. And inside the header, I used the section heading, like you can see here. Then I use P as because it means paragraph. So it's basically paragraph. And then in the paragraph, I write a simple explanation and introduction of what I will be doing. Then I made a section. Sections are used to like separate things from other things. It's Daddy, what's talking video, Daddy? Daddy. So this is the code for HTML. As you can see here, you have tags. And what are tags? So tags are basically structural elements. Structural elements, and yeah, that's basically about it. And so, as you can see here, header is one of those structural elements. And so this is my code for home. I will now explain about structural elements, which is a part of tags. So structural elements are basically like groups of text or elements which is used to structure the document. Like here you can see header, and it defines the main title section of the web page. Header. So okay, so this is my code. in HTML, you always have to use this specific tag. I'm not sure what it's called though. So in the code for home, I use structural elements and navigation, which is a part of structural elements. And structural elements are basically tags. So what are these structural elements? These structural elements are basically groups of elements, like for example header, section, nav, and these groups of elements are used to organize a web page. Basically like building the structure of the web page. So here you can see that I have used header, and this tag, it defines the main title section of the web page. And then you can see here section. Now what is section used for? Section is to show a portion of a document as basically like one section. So there's one section here and another section here. And this section is specifically for navigation. So as you can see here, I put another head here. What are these H2 or H1 used for? These are heading tags. And so like these tags are used to define the size of a heading. Like for example, here you can see this is big, meaning this is H1, this ends H2, so it's kind of small. So now we go back to structural elements. Here you can see that I've used the nav element, and it defines the part of a section which shows you the navigation links to other web pages or the same web page. Here I did it in other web pages, and I used li to list so that it can be like this and it has these dots at the side. Then of course I end it with a nav but with a slash at the front. So div is basically like the parent, and it doesn't really have a meaning at all. Like you can see here, the MDN reference says that the div element has no special meaning at all. It represents its children. It can be used with the class lang and title attributes to mark up semantics common to a group of consecutive elements. So now we will go to the next page, which is About Me. About Me consists of the navigation bar, a paragraph of that talks about me, and the skills that I have. So here, as you can see, I have a header title, the main title here, which will be seen in most of the pages, all of the pages. So the navigation bar stays the same. And then here you can see that I have used paragraph, this paragraph element, to write down about me. So here, as you can see, I wrote Hello, this section will be talking about me. Hi, my name is Alia Maisara binti Talan, and I am from Cendekia Harapan School. I come from Malaysia and I have a history in computer science and arts. I'm 12 and a half years old. My birthday is on December 12th. My favorite colors are green and brown. My hobbies are drawing, tennis, and playing a few games from time to time. I usually do digital art using a program called Ibis Paint X on my phone. I also like listening to music, reading books, and sometimes watching movies. Some of my favorite TV shows are The Owl House, Steven Universe, Amphibia, and Adventure Time. My personal favorite book series is called Warriors by Arian Hunter. So, this paragraph is to explain and introduce myself to the people reading or looking at my website. So, here you can see skills. So, skills, I just put a header, a title here, but you should put a section instead. That was my mistake, and I am sorry. So, the section, I'm not sure, but like it doesn't move it to a specific area. It just stays the same, but it just tries to tell the person doing the code that, hey, this is a section, so that they know whether this is a section of a code or another code. Because sometimes you can have two different codes in one, um, like like this. It can be a bit confusing. Then here I wrote the skills. So the skills that I have is that I can draw, I can paint, I can code, I can write, and I am learning Japanese and German, and I love art in general. So that is the end of the About Me section. Now we will go to the multimedia section. So here you can see that I have placed a video here, a YouTube video, and a short text saying I have recently made a video which explains the basics of Python. So here you can click it, and then you can just scroll through like that. It's basically like YouTube. You can watch a video on the website. Then here I wrote, this is one of my favorite songs. I hope you enjoy it. This is made by the Oh Hellos and it's called Sojo Poet King. So here, I'm not gonna show the full song because that would take a lot of time in the video. So how did I put the video and how did I put the audio in? So if we go to multimedia, you can see that I have the navigation bar uh, and the header. So in here section, I made a section and it shows a header which says multimedia content, and I put a short paragraph. And you might be asking, how did I get iframe? How did I get this specific code from? Well, usually in YouTube, from what I know, if you, I'm gonna show how you do it. So, if you press on share, usually you would click copy link or WhatsApp, Facebook, or email, or any other places that you would send. But here you can see that there's two arrows with an embed text under it. So what this means is that it will help you as a guide to put in the uh, video into the HTML code. So it has already given you the height, the width, the title, and basically all the other features that is needed to play the video. So here as you can see, iframe, and then it's here. So I don't have a specific video to use the video element for this. But I wanted to experiment with something. So here for audio, for the song that I have put inside the website, it has audio controls so that the audio you can play, you can pause, you can mute, you can change the volume, you can playback speed. See, so what I did was that I have audio controls and then source, because you need a source for any for the things like images, audio, or video. So source is the source file name of an image file or an audio file that can to be displayed on the web page. So without source, the program wouldn't know um, what are you trying to go to. Like here, if I don't put source, I just put that, wouldn't put the controls and you won't be able to play the song. But if you do put source src and save, then it would be able to. So now we will go to my work. So in my work, it's basically the portfolio. This section will show my works, my work and projects. And then there is a header here that shows projects and a bigger header to show the section. So here you can see digital arts that I've made. And then I put a short description like this drawing was made for practice, made from a drawing idea of paper, etc. etc. Then I made another section which shows my paintings. I don't have a description for these. Then here you can see ongoing projects. The first ongoing project is the House of the Salamander. This project will be a horror adventure game featuring Sam the Salamander, a character that I have made. I'm currently working on the graphics, I spelled graphics wrong, I'm sorry, and the concepts of the game. It will be released on programs like itch.io since that will be more beginner friendly. It will be made using Visual Studio Code and potentially RPG Maker MV. Then my second one is the Quest of the Java Crown. This project is a Python-based text-based game which you start at the Borobudur Temple. You go through a series of puzzles, riddles, or even mazes to obtain the Java Crown. So how did I put in these images? So it goes the same for audio and video. So I go to the file the folder that I have put the code in, and then I put the image in that file, and then I make into the short name so that it's easy for me to type in. It goes the same for all of these others, because if I did not put them in the same folder, Home will not be able to go to work.html. So as you can see here, I use the source media and image source. And source media is basically to determine the source and the width, the minimum width and maximum width of the file. So image source is it's used to insert simple or animated images in a web page. So sometimes you would align it to the side or to the left, but here I'm just putting it as normal. And then for this one, I make sure that I make it a string, because without making it a string, it wouldn't be able to detect this specific file. Like if I don't put the quotation marks, this would happen. It's usually used with quotation marks, but I was not aware before that you could use it without quotation marks. So let's say you have art1.png. Then if you move that art1 file into a another file, like let's say I put it into a new folder. Okay, and then I go here, refresh. The program or the computer won't be able to detect where to get this file. So it goes the same for the navigation sections and the sound file. Then here I add the height and the width, and then the description. Oh, and inside all of these, I use this picture tag. What is this picture tag used for? Well, it is used to give more flexibility in specifying a picture or specifying picture resources. So now we will go to contact info. In contact info, I use the navigation bar, and then I use a section. Sure, sorry, my mistake. My mistake. And this navigation bar right here, and then there's section at the bottom. So in section, I put a title. Not sure why this is here. And then a footer. So, footer. What is this footer for? If you have remembered what I have explained before, it is a structural element. So this tag is it defines the footer of a web page. So it basically contains information about the person, the company logo, the copyright, contact information, etc. So here I have put my WhatsApp number and my email. So here, and this href. So href means that it contains a URL element, and yeah, so it basically can redirect you to that URL element by an email. So if I press that, I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah. So that is all of what I will be explaining today, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.